the last one he just asked about ELO.
It might be after ELO is implemented. Yeah, well, I think that's a question for Dan rather than for me.
What's the date? 18th to 20th of Feb. Yeah, we would hope it will be implemented by then. Yes. We don't have a firm date for you exactly. We have a target date internally, but we'll obviously communicate that properly. But it's not far away. It's in kind of the final rounds of testing. So yeah, we're close, and it's exciting because it will shake things up a bit, and it's kind of the building block for everything else. So the way the product team are building it is that ELO is like step one, and then everything is built on top of that system. So you're looking at like entry conditions for races; those will be built on top of the ELO system. So once that's implemented, we can really get moving on those, and then we can get them into tournaments, and that's when you really start having the racing variety that I think it's crying out for at the moment. Because I know I've got a few concerns about racing and the current state of it, but all these things that were being worked on right now, they're going to solve a lot of these problems, and I think we're going to look back in a couple of months' time and think like it's going to be amazing how far we've progressed from even now. But even look back to last year, it's kind of mind blowing. Day to day, it may feel slow as a player, but there's a lot of big picture stuff that's being built, and it's a long term project.
We have
how long? Oh, sorry. I was gonna say how long do you think that? What's up, Bob?
Yo, what's good, baby?
What a way to bust in. How long do you think ELO has to work after introduced for you guys to be willing to build some of this, great stuff that you want to on top of it?
Well, so it kind of depends on the feedback, obviously, because ELO is very much. We're actually not supposed to be calling it ELO now. It's kind of just a class system updates. You're gonna get told off saying ELO too much.
Naughty boy.
But yeah, there's it's kind of going to be a test at first. So we'll do a lot of feedback gathering, which you can do through the product portal or Discord, and we'll probably have some kind of user feedback surveys and stuff. We've got a really good UX researcher. So it'll be a test period at the start, but we'll be working on the other stuff as soon as the class system stuff is implemented. So it'll be kind of simultaneous while we kind of gather the feedback, and then we might have to tweak a couple of things. But I mean, yeah, kind of simultaneously almost.
Is it going to be? And again, everything we ask you, we also understand that you can tell me to fuck off because you're not allowed to say anything. You
should definitely do that.
Is ELO going to be split by distance funnel, or is it just going to be a single ELO rating initially? Yeah, that was I was just asking for him.
No, I don't think it will be split by distances. It will just be a single rating to start with, and it'll kind of just replace the current class system, but it'll be a bit more dynamic and a better measure of which horses should be running against which other horses. What I would say is that we've kind of, because it's been talked about for so long, it's kind of been built up as this like thing that's going to, completely revolutionize the game and blow everything up. And while it will, it will shake things up a bit, it's not like, I don't think it's going to be quite as mind-blowing as people think. It's very much like a stepping stone to, the next thing. We've almost viewed it kind of as like a necessity rather than a improvement. It's like we need to get this done because the way we measure like what constitutes a donkey, for example, is going to be a lot improved through this system. and then that's going to allow us to then bring in donkey tournaments that are a lot more accurate than the ones we've been running recently.
You guys, this is just me. There's obviously pros and cons of everything, but if you keep it to a single elo for everything, there's obviously some cons about that. Is there any? Is that just the initial plan for a single elo to see if it works in see if it works at all in the ecosystem with a chance to go on further, or is what you release at the beginning kind of what you want to see if that works and keep that final?
It's a tough question to answer. I mean,
It
it's very much up in the air. As with everything we implement, like it's all very open to tweaking through feedback. But we're we're working to a place where it won't really matter that you would want to be segregated by distance funnel, because while obviously sandbagging is can be a bit of a frustration for the community, we don't necessarily view it as something we want to eliminate. It's it is a strategy in the game. We want to manage it a bit better, but it's like for the long-term vision of the game, it's not really a necessity to have things that fully prevent sandbagging or things that push you into a certain distance funnel, because where we're going, there's going to be so much variety with the tournaments, and there'll be there's going to be events, tournaments, like challenges. There's going to be a lot of stuff that means that really your day-to-day won't be just going up and down classes. It'll be, oh, today I'm going to run my Z100 Finny that's chrome yellow because it's a Tuesday, and you won't necessarily think about, well, I have to downclass my best horse, because there's just so much going on. So it's like, what we term it internally is like additive changes. So we're adding more things that are going to solve all the problems that we currently face without actually like blocking you from doing anything, if that makes sense.
No, that's almost surprisingly the perfect answer to that question, where I think a lot of people have said that's the way to do it, right? You have to create an environment where there's a cost. You can't ever get rid of sandbagging, so you have to do this additive changes, like you said. I didn't know that was the word, but that is the perfect word. You have to do things that make people have to do a cost-benefit analysis in my mind of, hey, is it worth it for me to downclass to this C4 if there's also another tournament going on where if I win that and move up, I can win a lot more money. So yeah, the option to sandbag will always be there. And right now, where there's only two options, go up or down, maybe one seems juicier. But like you said, 10, 15, 20 other tournaments each day, to compare those to sandbagging, it makes it a lot less likely that you would go ahead and do it. So I see a lot of people in the chat are excited about that. And yeah, I see that. I see that as very, very, very exciting for the future of the game.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and in the roadmap we talked about like seasons, and there have been discussions about having your class rating will reset after every season. So
that's what I want to see.
Yeah,
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, and I think that kind of, again, it doesn't eliminate sandbagging, but it means that the sandbag is not as impactful, because it's just going to reset. And what we'll be able to do, especially when the tokens come in, is incentivize the higher classes a lot better. Because I know there's obviously this issue at the moment of class 1's not really incentivized enough. And again, that's kind of what we're working towards with all these things, is that once we have this, this fully functioning ecosystem of all the things going on and the token in place, we'll be able to make it so, class 1 will be the place to be if you want to, you want to get the big prizes. But
the other thing about seasons, sorry, go on.
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, like, the other thing about seasons is it'll enable you guys to be able to make your changes in between seasons. And that way it'll just keep it a lot more consistent. And that way, I don't think anyone will mind you guys tweaking with things in between. It's just kind of annoying when things are sprung on us. But if we're going to have seasons, we're going to expect changes to be taking place in between, which, it's cool.
Yeah.
It solves so many problems for you guys, like Bob said, in terms of Like if you tell the community for this season, the rules are what they are, and then you say next season you do something that people don't like, you say, okay, you know, at the end of this month, the season's over. We heard the feedback. We're going to change it. People hate like the unknown, or like, we don't know how long this is going to be. We don't know how long this is going to be. If it's like every month, the 1st to the 30th or 31st, these are the rules. It works for us, but it almost, you know, it works for you guys so nicely as well that I think that that's just common sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, you know, that is the plan. It'll be a lot, as I said, it works for all parties to have kind of a set date to know when stuff's going to change. And we'll be able to kind of plan things a lot better in advance, communicate things a lot better in advance. And really just stop doing kind of reactive changes based on kind of specific feedback. Because we have been doing a little bit of that to try and cater to some of the, like, I guess, louder voices in the community, which, you know, can be important, but sometimes it actually ends up kind of diluting things, and it distracts our team often from working on the bigger picture stuff, because, you know, they're trying to get these things over the line, like the class system updates and the daily tournaments. So the last thing they want to be doing is, you know, some little tweak that would, you know, help users for a week, when actually it would save a week to not do that, and then we'd have the class system updates sooner. So it's a fine balance for the team. Patience is the key, really.
Yeah, we don't have patience now.
What a word to throw around in this space, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because it moves so fast. That's the thing, you know. People expect it to move fast, and it does.
It's never
the
going
way
to be
I
enough,
like.
But...
Well, I like to frame it in the kind of way of, we talked about Footium earlier, where like the game isn't even out yet, but like the Zed's been functioning as a game for like a year and a half, 2 years, and it's just expanding rapidly. So we're just so far ahead of most other games, which sometimes I think people forget, and I forgot as well. Having come from the community, you know, I understand all the frustrations, and, you know, I want answers just as much as you do. And sometimes the answers I get, I push back on them, and I think, well, maybe we should do this or this. Trying to be like a voice for the community.
So yeah, let's talk about your journey from player to part of the team. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you're the head of product communications.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually got me to nail down what my job title is, I don't actually know what it is. But no one else does product comms, so I guess I am the head of product comms. And I kind of, I started playing in April 2021. Was on Twitter as Wait These Aren't Goats, and in the Discord. And then I bought a few Genesis horses, played around a bit. Of fun, and then I was writing these little short stories on Twitter, like set in Nova Surf, and talking about, like, I guess based on the artwork that Ebbs' team do, which is really cool. It's like concept art for Nova Surf, and I think he liked that, because when I reached out to him after it was after the $1 million drop fiasco, actually, the old email that I got. A couple of those emails, and I reached out to Ebbs on Discord and just said, like, do you guys need any marketing help? Not in, like, I guess the timing probably came across as like, you're inept, give us the marketing, I'll give you marketing help. But, it was more a case of like, I like this game, I want to be involved. And I saw Ebbs and Joe went on Doofy's stream after that happened, and they were just so, like, you could tell how passionate they were about it and how frustrated they were that happened. I was like, these are the right people, you know, to be driving the game forward, and I want to be involved in that. And then kind of things moved from there. I think once he discovered I was the person who wrote the little short stories on Twitter, he was like very excited. And I joined initially just to kind of do a little bit of content writing freelance, and then transitioned to product comms kind of as the company's grown, because it's been massive. I mean, we're at like 150 employees now, something. New people every day, kind of.
And then going back to your earlier point, like looking back on a year ago, that kind of growth is insane, really. Like businesses don't really grow that fast. So for Zed to have done that and still have a functioning game, and with the 2022 roadmap come in, and we seem in a good position now to keep progressing at a fast rate. Like what everyone has been asking for. Like it's now doable in that kind of time frame that everyone wants.
Yeah, exactly. Because we've got, we're growing in every department. So it's not just devs or like product that is growing, and obviously that is, and that's going to we're going to be able to push things out quicker and improve everything. But even stuff like comms, you'll probably have noticed like more comms this year. We've got a great head of content called Ryan, who's awesome. He does the ZED Rundown. So like every department is now really picking up pace with a lot of new hires that have been onboarded, and there's new people every day. It's going to fly. Like there's so much planned for 2022, even beyond the roadmap. We shared the roadmap because we wanted to kind of show the big things that are being worked on. But that's just from like a product perspective, and that's not even all the product things we're doing. Like there's so many partnership-based things. Like there's a lot of stuff planned for 2022. So it'll be a good year. I'm excited.
Me too.
How much you have the unique perspective that a lot of us in the community don't have. Now that you're part of the team, how much has your belief in the fact that Zed will accomplish all that they want to accomplish grown since you've gotten that chance to look under the hood? Obviously, without letting any cat out of the bag, but I'm just wondering, did your mindset change at all? Were you ever faltering before, and now you kind of have stayed the course? How has that change in your place in the community changed your belief as well?
I think the big thing is like when I joined, I didn't anticipate how passionate and talented all of the teams are, because there's so many staff members that the community never sees or speaks to across all departments, and we've got some like mind-blowingly talented people, like big CVs, big resumes, and like so many ideas and so much passion. Like everyone is pulling for this game to succeed. So I guess it's like that kind of, I don't know why it took me by surprise, because obviously people are passionate about it, but the community is passionate about it, but sometimes you can forget that the staff are as well. Like we love the game. I love the game. It's such a good concept. So everything, like my day to day is just like spamming the product team with ideas, because I'm like, I want this and this and this. And there's only so much we can execute at a time. But yeah, there's a lot of passion internally, which I think I like that to be communicated to the community, because that's why I kind of wanted to do the product roundup. I've got a UX roundup in a few hours, because I want to community to get to know some of the team members and like backgrounds and what they're working on, because they're doing cool things, and the devs are writing like new lines of code that have never been used before. And it's people I guess sometimes forget that this is so new. We're building the future. We're not copying something else.
Do you feel the same? Do you feel the same way as Jay when he's in meetings? If you can bring up that comment, Joe. He says, "My favorite part about working at Zed is that I'm always the dumbest person in the meeting."
Yeah,
I was basically asking you, do you feel stupid?
Or is that just Jay's basically is what I'm saying?
But he's got a point, because his point is that we have like crazy smart people. There are people doing stuff that I couldn't even imagine attempting. Like some of the dev stuff is just crazy. Like every staff member probably feels like that they're learning every day from other people, and that's what I'm trying to do.
No, I was going to say, like, imagine it's a very like amazing place to work, because it's so like groundbreaking across the board. So everyone probably there is like, holy shit, like I'm learning so much from so many different people, which is cool to see. But like you were saying, it's trying to get that into the community's eyes, because we're obviously stuck just behind the PC screen. It's so easy to forget, and we see issues and stuff, and we get so caught up on those issues, we forget to kind of think what you guys are doing behind the scenes to A, fix it, and B, improve it and work on it. And which is why I think that these new product comms that you've been pushing out more are so like important. And I've been loving them as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to kind of show a human side to the teams, because like when we talk about frustrations like the community have, it's those frustrations are often shared internally as well by the very people who are working on kind of the long-term solutions for them. So when we get feedback and it's X is broken, Y needs to be improved, it's like we feel the same frustration and we want to solve it. So we've always got like the community sentiment in mind, and that's a large portion of the community manager's jobs, and my job is that we chat to people and we get feedback, and we have a weekly catch up with the community managers and product team, and where we literally just share community sentiment thoughts with the product team, so that they're always aware of what's the community worried about, what are they enjoying, what are they, what's frustrating them, so that they can build the game in a direction that's going to kind of have that in mind, while obviously maintaining the direction towards these big product releases on the roadmap as well.
Yeah.
Who's your best horse?
My best horse, probably Imperial Glance. It's a Z10, I think, Genesis.
Do you want to share your screen so you can bring it up? You're looking at it. He's spying on horse.
Before we trust what comes out of his mouth, we got to make sure that we got to take a look under the hood.
Make sure this guy's not a phony.
I share my screen, Joe.
We've got a question in the chat from Siberian X, who also asked this in Discord. What is the future of free racing?
Are we talking long term or short term? Because I suppose they're different answers. Short term. Well, short term is that not sure, to be honest. I think it's better to just be honest with you. We may look into kind of switching free racing off slightly, like reducing it slightly, if there's a lot of appetite for that while we kind of in the downtime before daily tournaments begin. But it's not like, I don't think we're talking like a long time until daily tournaments come. So it's like, and the same thing with the class updates. So there won't be too long before these things come in, and it kind of, I guess, removes the problem slightly for a while. Long-term free races are, they're part of the game. I feel like I'm not giving a very good answer, but I don't really have an answer.
It's not been decided yet. It's not been decided, has it?
It's up in the air.
I've got a question kind of relating to them now. That's Isaac. I mean, I might be wrong. I think you guys said free racing was only going to be live during tournaments, right? Was that something that was said, or have I made that up?
We may well have said that. I don't know.
Busted.
If you can find a quote that says that, then yeah, absolutely, we did say that.
I think you did, but like, I'm not bringing it up to like get on it yet. It was more just if that was said, like again, I think it was, but again, I might be wrong. Now there's not going to be any tournaments at least for a week or two, maybe. Are we expecting free racing to stay then for these next few weeks? Is kind of my question.
It's not fully decided. I would. Probably. I would say probably there will be free races, maybe potentially fewer free races. But cool. I mean, none of this is set in stone. Don't quote me on it. I'm going to get in trouble with the product manager.
Oh, I will. Don't you worry. I'm taking notes right now.
But I think what we did was,
sorry.
so what we did, we had free races with prize pools, and then took them away, and then brought back free races with no prize pools for the tournament. So that was kind of the order. But I mean, as I said, like the hope is that it won't be that long until daily tournaments come. So it should, like, in theory, it won't be a massive problem. And I suppose the question you're asking is everyone's downclassing in free races, so that's why we need fewer of them, and paid racing is too hard. But with the class system updates, because of the discovery races that horses are going to have to do, even existing horses, like the rating is going to be reset anyway. So, I mean, you can downclass all you want for the next couple of weeks, but once the class system updates come in, your rating will be reset anyway when you go through discovery class. So
yeah.
Is this $100,000 that has been going back to the community with all of these tournaments gonna make its way back into the community's hands, even though tournaments are going away?
well, between now and daily tournaments?
Yeah. Or is that, kind of where you guys are ending up going with it?
That's not really a question I would necessarily have an answer to. That's probably more of a Rob question. I can ask him and find out and maybe get back to you on that. But
Okay, yeah. Because I know that's the biggest thing a lot of people that have said about like the tournaments going away is it was a really great way for them to build their stable, because they were running a bunch of frees and then them being able to win some money at the end. So besides the fact that people have so much fun during it, it was really such a great way to get people involved with it, because that money was coming back into the stables, that I just didn't know if with this reduction of tournaments, if there was something in the meantime to quench that thirst to be able to run frees to make money. But I guess, like you've been saying so often, all the stuff you're saying is not tomorrow, but also not too far, that I guess if daily tournaments were going to come at some point soon, there wouldn't need to be anything in the meantime.
Yeah, I think it's that, really. It's that, like, it's not far enough away for that to necessarily be a concern, especially well, from our point of view anyway. Like these things are pretty close.
That's cool.
Can I ask you, what will the makeup of a daily tournament kind of look like? Are we talking you buy into a tournament and then it's maybe auto run, or is it a case of how you perform throughout a day is then
so it'll be kind of phased. Phase one, as far as I understand it, will be sort of a copy of the weekly tournaments, but in a daily format. I'm again not 100% sure. Like, I couldn't fully confirm to you how exactly it'll work, so don't quote me on this. But some of the stuff I've seen is sort of it'll start, let's say midnight UTC, like the weekly ones do, and you'll have say maybe 12 hours to qualify, and it'll probably be 5 qualifying races, and then the quarterfinals to finals will all run in the subsequent 12 hours, and then the next one will start, and it'll be like a weekly slate of daily tournaments. That'll be the first kind of iteration, and again, like with everything, there'll be a lot of feedback gathered, but it's the thing. So the thing about daily tournaments is that it's part of our work on a tournament system that doesn't require any input from us, so we can run a lot of simultaneous tournaments. So daily tournaments phase one will probably not be hugely different to the weekly ones. It'll be like phase 2 and 3 when we can have specific entry conditions, and maybe concurrent tournaments, maybe weekly ones and daily, like 7 daily ones all running in the same week, something like that. But phase one will be, kind of a simplified version.
And then if so, you're saying that we may have daily and weekly at the same time, and then it's like up to the user if they want to, you know, do a bunch of daily tournaments or, you know, really focus on the weekly tournament. And
yeah, so when concurrent tournaments are implemented, it will. I'm not sure if we made a decision on whether like there'll be separate tournament races for each tournament, or whether you'd have to pick. Again, that's something like feedback could probably help with. I think, like, I personally probably favor you have to pick a tournament to enter, because it kind of gives a lot of different horses the chance to race. Because let's say one of the daily tournaments is like a donkey tournament, but the weekly tournament is for the best horses. The donkeys they're just gonna be very separate, and maybe people won't bother entering one tournament. It gives other people a chance.
Yeah.
But none of that confirmed.
From a user point of view, I think splitting those out would make sense in terms of, so the Maiden that's just run, in all those races, there was a group of paid racers that were downclassing in the same scenario. So having those grouped in in the same kind of inflated the Maiden races, if that makes sense. So yeah, bit of feedback for you.
See, stuff like that is just very useful. And I'll share that with the product managers, because it's good to get insights from everywhere we can. Really, it genuinely does help the product managers build the game in the direction everyone wants it to go.
We've got a few more questions from the chat.
I feel like Dan's getting a right like barrage tonight.
Yeah, it's like we have.
That's so good. Because I always say this. Because I came from the community, I would be exactly the same. I'd want to know all of these things, and I never, I never turn someone away for asking any type of difficult question, because the worst I'm going to say is that I don't know or I can't tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's better to be honest.
Yeah.
We have got a question from Darthside in the Discord about Supercoats, which is which.
So when Supercoat utility, is that the question?
Yeah, I think every question that I've seen has a when component. So I know that's something that's very.
So Supercoats. There's something that it's a big priority for us, but it's also quite difficult to do the things that we want to do right now. A lot of the Supercoat utility will come from when we have entry conditions available. So Supercoat only tournaments and races and stuff will obviously be a big part of the utility. And I know that Ebbs wants to do some kind of visual stuff, which might not be what everyone wants, but it's it's something to start with. I love the visuals, so I feel like I just slated Ebbs' team, but I don't mean that in any way. I love them. But there's a lot. We get a lot of stuff internally, pitching ideas for Supercoats. One of them is gonna get executed at some point. It's just about when. Which I don't really have a full answer for you. I pitched something for a Supercoat related, sort of little mini bit of utility recently. So maybe in a few weeks' time, maybe you'll see something.
You're going to spill the beans?
No, because I don't even know who's seen it internally yet. Probably not the right people.
One thing I always thought with Supercoats is if you're going to have a skin store, it might be too harsh, but I feel like Supercoat should be the only ones where you can throw personalized skins on or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Again, stuff like that is great. Put on the product portal. That's where I'll direct you to the product portal.
I haven't been on there for a while.
I've just had an idea, and it's related to what Mango Ice has said in the chat. Stake your Supercoat horses for Des. If maybe there was some sort of bonus on the retirement or there is a lot of stuff that can be done down the line when other features are ready and available.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think there's a lot of opportunities for Supercoat utility, but they're from major features that aren't implemented yet. Retirement's a good example because, say, you retire a Supercoat horse, you get a bonus, a token bonus or whatever. There's loads of stuff. I know that people want soon utility ASAP, but it'll come. There will be a benefit to having a Supercoat horse. I've got one, so I'm just as invested in Supercoat utility as anyone else.
Awesome. I had a few more questions in the chat. We've got Cadet asking, will we have a monthly Maiden? That's quite specific, but are we thinking recurring themed tournaments like that?
Yes, there will be recurring themed tournaments. Whether it's monthly or weekly or daily or whatever is very up in the air. Maiden's a difficult one because for the daily tournament, our scheduler that is being built, it's like an auto scheduler for the tournament. I think Maiden's a difficult one to get in phase 1, so it may not be in phase 1 to start with, but it'll definitely be in the next phase.
If it is a recurring tournament, can we just make sure it's like on a fixed day so everyone knows, obviously, to get their breeds in? I know that
first week of every month.
Yeah, so like the plan for the daily tournaments at the moment, just to give you like an example, is you would have like a 7-day slate of daily tournaments, and they would repeat every week for however long, maybe a month, and then it switches up or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, there'll be recurring themes, and we're very aware that Maiden is the most popular, and it's great. I love watching the Maiden because it's horses I've never heard of.
It's also got to be like one of the in terms of like a business standpoint, it's got to be one of the most like profitable for the ecosystem of Zed anyway, because you're just getting such a huge influx of horses.
Yeah, a big breeding driver as well. Yeah, I mean, we're very aware that it's a popular one, and we're going to get it, involved, keep it involved as much as we can. So yeah, don't fear, there will be Maiden tournaments. This is not the last Maiden.
What else we got in the comments? Jim Bean said about the product portal. Is it going to be updated? And the reason people don't often contribute to it is because they feel you guys don't read it.
Well, I can put your mind at ease there because I read it a lot, and I've seen the product managers reading it like every day. So they do read it, and they do try and update it. I mean, it's tough to keep.
It does get updated in terms of like you guys say what's being worked on and stuff on it. Maybe that could be like a content piece for you guys, like what you've looked at this week, what you took to the other team and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with the thing about like every feedback channel gets monitored. So if you think that like you're submitting an idea and it's going to disappear into the metaverse and never to be seen again, that's very much not the case. We like the product managers read the product portal like all the time. And we have a great UX researcher who I think she tweeted maybe the other day that like she reads every bit of feedback, and like she's not lying. The kind of feedback spreadsheets and documents she pumps out is kind of crazy. So like we listen to every bit of feedback, and every DM I get that has like feedback or suggestion, I share it with whoever needs to see it. And there's we've got a Slack channel for like product ideas, and that just continually gets updated with, I just post a tweet link if I've seen someone, say a good idea on Twitter. I just chuck in the product ideas channel, and the right person sees it, and so we are listening.
I've got one more question from Discord. When are the next tournaments starting? So I think we have touched on this, but
I don't have a firm date for that. It's not long. Like it's not long enough for you to worry about like anything. Don't worry. It's soon. I know we say soon a lot. Trademark the word soon.
I
But
love that. Just don't worry. Just don't worry.
yeah, just don't worry.
It's coming.
It is soon. We're not talking months. We're talking weeks.
Yeah.
And like not that many weeks.
Is there a reason why you paused them? Have you guys asked that already or not?
Why we pause weekly ones?
I haven't got a problem with it because like race volume's been pretty
Yeah,
well, like
there's
paid racing.
there's a lot of factors that went into pausing it.
Lacey saying party mode.
Party mode, yeah. I mean that's
why?
on the roadmap. Well, no, that would be news to me if the party mode was in the next couple of weeks. But it is, it's definitely on the roadmap. Go read the roadmap blog. It probably says what quarter it's going to be in, and then you can.
Q1, I think.
Well, there you go.
Could be any day now, maybe.
Delivery date for custom races. Yeah. So
every question is when, isn't it? That's the
yeah.
Jay's fault.
I mean, yeah, all these things are on the roadmap with a quarter attached to them. So if you set your expectations to the end of quarter one, then you're going to be, pleasantly surprised when it's
no offense. I always do that with Zed anyway.
Yeah. So there you go. You're never going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and there's other stuff as well, like other stuff that's not even on the roadmap is coming as well soon. So. There's a lot. Trust me, I've been writing announcements all week for crazy things. So it's gonna be a fun next few weeks.
When teasers.
The most.
Yeah, Jason, I hope we hear.
Yeah, Jay's on
the trademark.
Yeah. Lacey's asking for some alpha. I think if you've got any, get them in chat for Dan. But we really appreciate you coming on and chatting to us. Just it's really
it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I told I can't remember, maybe it was you, Bob. I told it was my New Year's resolution to come on some streams this year, put my face out there a bit more. So this is the first one. I'll be back on other streams, no doubt, throughout the year.
Time, like whatever.
Okay. Yeah, the good thing about product comms is there's always stuff to talk about. So like there's always something that's just been released or just about to be released, and it's exciting. Everyone wants to hear about the product, which is what makes my job so interesting, because it's the reaction to my announcements can be very positive or very negative.
Yeah.
Someone keeps deleting all the poo emojis from my announcements. I want it on record that I'm not the one deleting the poo emojis from my Discord. I don't know who it is, but it's not me. You can react with poo emojis all you want. I don't mind.
I'll stop putting them on. Sorry, Dan.
with all your bird accounts.
Yeah, they're all just me.
They're Josh predicting Kenny here.
Who knows?
Yeah,
They're really looking out for me though. Whoever it is, they don't want me to see all the poo emojis. So I'm begrudging them that.
Don't want your feelings getting hurt.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot in love in chat there, Dan.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes. Like everyone in chat is like, loving it. And like I said, whenever we'll invite you back every stream if you want to come on. Like it's great having you on.
Oh, that's very kind. It's fun to go from watching them to being on them. I mean, I catch up with like a Pony Plug's not a great time for the UK, but I always watch the replay. I always watch the replay the next day. So.
The first 4 months of me being involved in Zed, my sleep was horrendous.
Yeah, that's the funny
Thanks
thing about working on for an Australian company. I got my meetings are just chaos. It's
the world revolves around Eastern Standard Time, all right? All right, you guys that
Pretty
don't
sure
use
it doesn't.
This weird
Wow.
UTC that's 5. Just take your time, subtract it by 5, you three, and then you'll be lined up. I'm certainly not adding 5 to do UTC, so you got to come meet me at UTC.
I've got the UK to Australia conversion down in my head now. It's 11 hours at the moment.
I don't
But it
even know what
fluctuates.
the
This is the problem.
ETC Australia time difference is. I know Eastern Standard and UTC is a 5-hour difference.
Yeah.
So what would it
Well,
be?
the problem with
Is
Australia
it 9:15 for you guys right now? 9:19?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But so the
Coming
problem
from
with
the future,
Australia is that they go into daylight saving time when we come out of it. So when I joined the company, I was 9 hours behind them, and now I'm 11 hours behind them.
Oh, that's annoying.
Got even worse.
I hate daylight saving. I know we're going way off topic now and getting like old men, but
Yeah,
I hate it. It's the
Change
most
back.
stupidest
But
thing.
I
ever.
get like it's a regular occurrence for me to get a meeting request that's like 2:30 a.m. and I'm like, great, thanks for that.
Wow.
Decline.
So yeah, whilst just before we start taking a look at the
Finals.
finals, we're going to take a moment to check out the Community Cup. I'm going to play Zed Chateau's video on it now. Very kindly made this video for the cup, so here we go.
Hey friends, I'm coming to you today to tell you about the Community Cup, a 48 And then, like I said earlier, this is all for a really great cause. Some of you may know Bryce from Sangudo Stables.
Oh, we have no audio on that.
Dude, that was crazy.
Well, that went well.
What's going on?
How does that work? I'm a rookie.
What a rookie. How
Oh my
long
God.
have we been
Albie
doing this?
doesn't care about the Community Cup. You heard it here first.
He's a really great community member. Does a lot of great work on board.
Can you not hear him? No.
Yeah,
No,
we
that
can
was
now. Yeah.
What happened there? I think we have to be on the stream with him. So
That's
that'll
fine.
be fine. Apologies, everyone.
I'll just mute.
48-hour ZED Run tournament that starts this Friday, January 28th, and all of the entry fees are going to go towards a really great cause. There are going to be 4 separate divisions in the tournament, and we're also using a target scoring system. So our hope is that every horse on the platform will have a good chance to win a prize. As I record this on Tuesday, we already have a massive amount of prizes coming in from the community. We've got an unraced Nakamoto from Poseidon Racing, unraced Zabo from Roid Rager Racing. We've got a stable analysis from MJ Gaming. Avillion Racing is giving away a freaking Genesis Buterin. There's stable logo designs from Jive Syndicate and Noob Squad. Deco Diva is giving away one of her NASCAR horse skins. Zook from the Pony Plug and High Horse Stables is donating 6 Genesis Finney breed rebates. And then we've got Alpha Dogs, Front Yard Baseball Kids, Zed Heads, and so much more. And the donations are still just coming in hot. So we're going to have so many prizes for you to win. Entry fees for the tournament are going to range from 0.4 ETH for horses that are Z1 to Z10 that go in Division 0, all the way down to 0.4 ETH for horses that are higher than Z30. And at current ETH rates, that's about $25 to enter the lowest division. So very affordable tournament and some really great prizes that you can win. And then, like I said earlier, this is all for a really great cause. Some of you may know Bryce from Sangudo Stables. He's just a really great community member, does a lot of great work onboarding new players. Chances are if you play Zed, you either got some advice from Bryce or maybe you even got your first horse from Bryce. And Bryce's son Cameron was recently diagnosed with leukemia. So we're coming together to raise money for Bryce and his family. And every single dollar or Ethereum, whatever, everything we raise in this tournament is going straight to Bryce. So buy a bunch of tokens. That'd be really cool. So we've got a link tree with all the information and a Google document, some flyers. We've got all kinds of information that you're going to find in the description below this video. So please reshare this, go buy some coins, participate in the tournament. If you want to donate, you can contact myself or Zook or Ben from Pony Run or John from the ZED Run podcast. There's just so many good people behind the scenes putting this tournament together. And we're really excited to bring it to you guys this Friday, January 28th. It's going to run for 48 hours. So you'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to run 10 races. So thank you again if you've donated anything, or if you plan to donate, or if you bought a token to enter the race, or even just liking or resharing this post. We really appreciate it. We all know that Zed has the best community out there, but it's events like these that really drive the point home. So, somebody cutting onions in here? Anyway, take care and we'll see you on the track.
There we go. So Zed Chateau's video sums it up perfectly there.
Hey there, friends.
Hey there.
What up?
These are the tokens available on OpenSea right now. The lowest division is 0.01 Ethereum, $25. And then they go up by 0.01 per division up until 0.04 for Division 0. And the prizes since that video have gone insane, haven't they, Zook? I know you're in charge of the prize pool, essentially.
No, the prizes, there's so many prizes, and the amount of people that have stepped up to give stuff out, it's almost like the prizes have outmatched. People forgot to almost enter the tournament. They were just like, I want to give away, I want to give away, I want to give away. We're up to like 130 tokens have been bought so far. So that means there's 130 horses in. Hopefully we can get it double up to like 250, maybe 300. Yes, Chateau went through all of the great. There's Buterin Genesis. There's a Princess of Pop Ready Set Boom Baby from Arbitrage. New Close Racing gave us a Valkyrie Daughter. Jay gave us a Z9 exclusive Zabo. There's a lot of top level horses that just, first off, this is a giveaway from one of the best people in the community with his son that's going through something god awful. And, it's really on us to come together to help him out. A guy that, when people saw that I was helping out and one of the many, many people behind it, the amount of people that reached out to tell me about how Bryce helped them when they first came onto the platform, walked them through setting up a MetaMask, connecting that MetaMask to a stable, like very, 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 very beginner level things. He held their hand and walked them through. It's about time we show up. But just from a money standpoint, ETH standpoint, investment standpoint, the prizes are so good that you got to take a shot and buy some of these tournaments for tokens for 0.01, 0.02, 0.03. You have the chance to walk away with some crazy, 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 crazy good prizes. I have the Buterin Genesis sitting in my wallet right now, sitting in the charity wallet, and it has offers on it for 0.22 right now. That's not the floor, but it has offers for 0.22. So if you spend 0.03 on some tokens and win that, that's a 7x, 8x right there, just based on that offer when we know the floor is much higher. So it's awesome. It's what this is about, and it's what when Zed sometimes the game doesn't work exactly as you want, or there's things going on with ZED.run on the website itself. Take a step back and think about the community. And we get very, very lucky. I tweeted this out that the top people in this community are also some of the best people. You fall into that trap a lot with a lot of OGs. Or I don't even want to use the word OGs because I look at that word positively. A lot of longtime people in certain communities that have been there for the longest and have the most are always worried about packing their bags and making sure that the value of their assets are as high as possible. But you know, some of the greatest top stables in this space are the ones that offer to give the most away. So we're in great hands as a community when you see something like this happen and you just see the top stables being willing to do whatever they want. Most of them reached out to me and asked me to stay anonymous, and I was like, unless you beg me to stay anonymous, I would really like to promote good people, because that's what I'm all about. So like, I can't even keep up with it. I think after the stream I'm gonna have to go back to my Twitter and go through again, because I'm just getting DMs. What's the wallet? What should I give away? All these other things. The one thing I would ask is, if you're considering giving something away right now, one thing that I would do on top of prizes, if you want to do something a little different, buy some tokens and run some giveaways on your Twitter, getting more horses and newer stables into this tournament to then give them the chance to win. I think that's just as good a giveaway as giving a giveaway on the back end with prizes. You know, I talked a lot about prizes. I talked a lot about the giveaways and the racing. Just remember what it's going to. All the entries, 100% of it, besides what OpenSea takes, because that's a scam, but 100% of what we get is going right to Bryce. Before we even talk about the token sales from straight up donations, we're already talking about 5 digits that we've raised. So I don't want to get into the exact amounts because we're doing a Sunday stream. It goes from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Friday to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Sunday. So that's 12 a.m. UTC to Saturday to 12 a.m. UTC Monday, I believe. But the last 2 hours from 5 to 7 Eastern Standard, we're going to do a stream to kind of wrap it up, more so than even the racing, because I assume a lot of people will be done earlier. Just a time to come together, give a shout out to the people that gave the prizes, maybe talk to Cameron and Bryce one more time before the night ends, because that kid's a fighter. And I was lucky enough to have a conversation with him on Monday, and it's one of the things that volunteering at children's hospitals I've slowly realized. The kids are the strong ones. They're so naive a lot of times, and they don't know exactly what's going on, that ultimately the kid that is going through the tragedy and the sickness is the one that the family rallies around, because it's ultimately the strongest. So we're going to be there for Cameron, but we're also going to be there for Bryce, his dad, because I know, you know, obviously he's not the one with cancer, but he's going through something just as bad to have a kid going through that. And like I said, the kids are normally naive, and the kids are the strongest, and the kids are the most happy-go-lucky, that ultimately they don't always understand what they're going through and why they have to do what they do, but it's the family around them. So let's be there for Bryce. Let's be there for Cameron. Let's be there for Cameron's brothers. I know Bryce mentioned that they were super excited that we were doing this. So enter a horse, buy some tokens, and give some tokens away to other people so they can enter a horse. And let's make this the best event that anyone has ever thrown on Zed. And let's raise as much money as possible. We're almost there.
Absolutely, and yeah, and if you want to, I've just posted the wallet address in chat. So if you
yeah, that wallet address, I made a new one just so everyone knows it's above board. Not that, I don't want anyone to think that we're pulling a rug. Anything in that wallet, all the ETH is straight up donations. All the WETH is straight up anything, the tokens times however much minus what OpenSea takes, and anything in the wallet on OpenSea is the 4 tokens, and any other horses are straight up giveaways. So you can kind of look around and see what people have been giving. Yeah, Mango Ice dropped that award racing, Bob's post. That was a great post about what the Community Cup means. If you want to just take that one. But yeah, he does a great job. You know, even this first paragraph is unbelievable, but all pale insignificant to the Community Cup. I believe that. I wholeheartedly agree that a tournament that is the least competitive has a chance to be the biggest tournament of all time. And what does that say about the community? That makes me think really positive things, and it's super exciting. You never see a group of people kind of galvanize and come together than like when something like this happens. I was the last person Maybe Keith was the last person. I was the second to last person to hop on this moving train. And there's like 25 to 30 other people working on this before me that I was just given the great pleasure of revealing it to Bryce and Cameron and have that conversation with them. But it's Zed Chateau, it's MJ Stables, it's the Zed Run podcast. It's people that I'm not. Zombie's running it on his website. Bob's writing articles. It's a community thing, and it should excite people that there's others in this community that when something like this happens, they drop all else and throw something like this together. And I'm sure on Sunday when I do that stream, I'll be able to go down the list of all the great people that have donated or have had a hand in this. And it'll be a great time to show off some of the wonderful, wonderful people in Zed while also paying great, great, great respect to a young kid that is a lot stronger than all of us here. So tune in Friday 7 to Sunday 7. Zombie posted the links for the tokens. They'll be up. They'll be up through Sunday. They'll be up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you want to enter after the tournament's over, I'll send your week to Bryce. So, yeah, Saturday night, Sunday morning, join at any time. Join at any time. It's all going straight to him.
Yeah, I'm going to create a channel on the Discord after the stream as well. Just with all the links everyone needs. It's be a full rundown of the Community Cup and what you need to do, basically. So if you're unsure what to do now, that'll be the place to. It'll be a stored channel from the Discord waiting for you to take a look. But yeah.
I'm rolling, so I might as well keep going. There is no less polarizing thing in my mind than helping sick kids. So we're at like 150 tokens right now. Why don't we double it? We don't even need 125 horses in there. We don't even just buy some tokens. It all goes to Bryce. Figure out where the tokens go after. I know there's a lot of people doing that, but just man, oh man, there's nothing more important right now than making sure that this tournament goes off and the amount of money that we can raise can ultimately go to where he needs it. What a lot of people don't realize is when you hear about a sick kid or someone that's sick, you think, damn, cancer sucks. They got to get through the cancer. They got to do that. And yes, that's first and foremost. But Bryce is from Denver. He has to stay in Alberta in a hotel because his son Cameron, for very good reason, who's young, doesn't want to sleep in a hospital because that's scary. I remember when I was in a hospital as a kid, my dad had to sleep over with me. They used to pull over a cot when he stayed over. So traveling expenses, lodging expenses, food expenses, all these things. Let's let Bryce and Cameron keep the main thing, and that's kicking cancer's butt. And let's be the ones to come together and make sure that there's no worry. There's no worry. When they have to pay the hotel bill at the end of each month, no worry. When they have to pay for food at the hospital cafeteria, no worry. It's just such a little thing to do for them because they're still dealing with all the rest that it makes just complete sense to donate in a world and environment where we're all looking at floor prices to see how we can 10x, 100x, 1000x our money. I can guarantee to you the feeling that you'll get after spending 0.01 on a token will be the equivalent of 10,000 xing a project. So just take my word for it. Buy some tokens. He's staying at the Stollery Children's Hospital in Alberta. I want you to donate Infinity money to the Community Cup, but if you have extra Infinity plus one money and you're just looking around, the Stollery Children's Hospital in Alberta, Canada is the one that is giving him treatment right now. So let's keep the main thing this week post Maiden finals, which we'll be streaming in 20 minutes. We'll have a great time with that. But after the Maiden finals streams, that gives us about 50 hours to continue until the tournament finishes. So we'll do.
Jay's saying in chat, Zook, can I enter and put 100% of my winnings if I win to go to Bryce, aka can I race on Bryce's behalf?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's completely fine.
Yeah. Please do that. He one thing I was talking about with him on Monday is Bryce hasn't let Cameron get too involved with Zed yet, but this is the decentralized metaverse. What can Bryce do if we make Cameron a wallet and upload it with some really, really great horses after this tournament? that's what excites me. So let's make sure we get a ton of people involved with that, and let's get it going. I'm excited. I think everyone. I think it excites me how excited everyone else is. So I love everyone in this chat. I love everyone that's bought a token. It brings me like it makes me realize I'm in a really good community. That the game doesn't work one day. Where the hell am I going? I'm with a group of people that when there's a sick kid, we'll come together and we'll raise money, and that means more to me than anything. So
it's a testament to like the Zed community, because like obviously we're all sat behind PCs, we're all online. We don't none of us have really met in real life. It's kind of easy to forget what it's like to be human with each other when you're online. And I think like this tournament is just testament to how good this community is and how everyone's coming together, giving money just for a good cause and to help out equally a guy we don't really know. But it's not about that. It's just about helping. And that's what I love. Like this community is undoubtedly just amazing.
It's the best. We're gonna make it because the people with the best stables in the game are also the nicest and most gracious. And when that goes hand in hand, you have nowhere but to go but the moon. So it excites me very much to get this going. Obviously, we wish it was a tournament for something else, run on different terms. But at the end of the day, we got to be pragmatic, and we got to be and we got to fight for people that can't fight for themselves. And it's my goal. It's my goal that no matter who in this community, if you have any hard times, reach out to me, and I will fight for you, and I'll try and galvanize the rest of the community to fight for you as well. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I see that there's 18 minutes and 40 seconds left till the Maiden comp finals, and I could talk about this very subject for the next hour. So I'll cut myself off, and we'll get back to it after the last marathon race in the A bracket.
Yeah, let's move on to the Maiden Stakes 2.0 finals. Like we've already touched on in the stream, the Maiden is, probably the most popular tournament in Zed by a country mile. Everyone looks forward to it. Everyone breeds a crazy amount of horses. Charles Bears the best in Zed, and today we get to see who gets crowned the winner. Who is the best sprinter, mid-runner, and marathoner in Zed? Who's the best breeder? I think this tournament is very different to the others because the other ones you've already got to have a horse. This one you've got to do something completely different to every other tournament that exists. You've got to breed a horse that you know is going to be really good. So we'll take a look at who's made it to the finals. And importantly, who's got those flames that are hoping are going to convert into big wins. In this first race, we've got Liberty of Rebellion from Wilco's Breeding and Stud with the Flames. Compared to Legends, we've got Z3 Sabo Genesis running for the first time with a 25% win rate, which is pretty tasty. And Scruffy Props from Crypto Sonar Racing, which I'm assuming will be from Scruffy.
That's a good horse.
Yeah, really good horse.
We were watching it earlier today. That's a good horse.
Yeah, it's a good breeder as well.
Yeah.
So a 37% win rate. It won both of its previous rounds as well. So I think this is looking like the one to beat in this first race. How have you guys been getting on with the Maiden? Bob, did you qualify any horses?
Nope. Moving on.
I qualified 2 in the A. One moved on, and one came in 4th in the first round. And the second round, my horse came in like 8th, and it was like done from the beginning. It broke first and didn't break fast. It was just miserable.
I had 5 horses that finished between 396 and 425. So missed out, but pretty tragic.
And damn, maybe this is actually nothing for Zed because there's nothing they can do. I had a horse at 381 yesterday at 7 o'clock, 7:01, 7:02, and then at 7:03 it updated and changed it to
I've had that.
385, which was the first one out. I would almost rather like at 659 you could just like shut like or like when it changes like shut off the leaderboard until it's final, because I was like running around like telling people I made it, and then 4 minutes after it stopped, obviously because other people had ran races and it was updating, like I was the 385th horse, but I didn't know it until like 5 minutes after it ended. So I haven't come up with the perfect change to make, and that's just me nitpicking the one example where I literally was the first one out. But I just don't know if there's anything from a UI UX experience where after 7 o'clock happens, people that think they're in are in. And again, we're talking 3 minutes, so I mean, I'm being hard on you, but
Yeah.
it's just something that happened to me yesterday for this tournament.
Yeah, it does happen. We actually have had that feedback. We've even had people submit support tickets because they thought that.
That's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's definitely something that the UX team are thinking about. Because obviously, yeah, at the moment it kind of updates like every 5-10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, with the future iterations of tournaments, we'll be working on future iterations of leaderboards. So we'll try and get it to a point where that won't be so much of a concern. Because I can imagine the frustration that it causes.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but I had it, I think, in the
because
Fibonacci 1, and it was just like, you don't know if you're in it for a good 5 minutes, and it's just that kind of wait's a bit of a pain in the ass. But
it's just like, yeah, it's like it's just annoying more so. Like I know my horse is in 385th. Like I don't think you guys like. There's no funny business going on. It was just, you know, I looked like an idiot for 2 or 3 minutes. I was hitting up everyone on Discord saying I held off I was actually in a stream with Lacey. We were streaming the cut line, and I was bragging, I was screaming, and then it went 4 minutes later, and I was just screaming on the stream, and it was actually maybe lends itself to a little bit of content. So it's kind of funny, but no, just something that, you know, if we're just giving you things that could potentially be worked on, that, you know, I'd hate for someone to be their only horse and their first horse, and then to drop out at the last minute, just, you know, could ultimately sour their taste a little.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just need to race my horse better, right, Dan?
Yeah, just get good.
Get good, son.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'll chat to Alex, head of UX. I think you had her on stream.
Yeah, she's great. She's fantastic.
Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, the whole UX team are great, and we've got this UX roundup. I'll be publishing it in half an hour, maybe. So you get to kind of have an intro to a few of the UX team members, which will be nice.
That's cool.
That's very good. We'll move on to the mid-runners B side now. We've got Quadrillion pulling the flames for Lucky Jack, who, I mean, that jockey club is becoming something special. Have you seen the profit? I'm going to get it up actually on Know Your Horses.
Haven't seen the profit, but I saw his tweet earlier where he said he's qualified 49 horses, 24B and 25A. That's nuts.
I don't know if you can see when tournament started, but it was about he started the jockey club at -2 Ethereum, and he's up at just over 3 and a bit Ethereum now. So he's made, I mean, 5 Ethereum since the start of tournaments with his jockey club, which is ridiculous. And a testament to
it's not working.
Yeah, to the system that he's developed with these jockeys. I think a good question for you, Dan, if you have any info on it, is the kind of lending system that's been talked about with the roadmap. Because obviously these kind of jockey clubs are cropping up. We've got Lucky Jack doing it, Heroin's doing it. I know the Two Fools guys do it as well. How big do you see that as part of the future for Zed?
Yeah, pretty integral actually, especially for onboarding. There's a lot of appetite for new users to kind of test out the game. And one of the best ways of doing that is by kind of borrowing a horse and experiencing it without having to kind of drop the initial investment. So yeah, first step will be kind of borrowing these Genesis horses. That'll be phase 1 for new users. We're obviously working on like the parameters in which they can use them, because there's obviously like you don't want new users to grab these Genesis horses and then suddenly win a tournament with them, or destroy people in paid racing or whatever. So there'll be kind of limits on what they can actually do. And then longer term, we're looking at like peer-to-peer lending. So you'll be able to lend your horse to someone else or a new user or whatever, and you probably get like a portion of any winnings they get or something like that. So that'll be pretty big. It'll almost be kind of like you'll be able to share your stable with people, or you'll be able to help new users, or both. So it'll be a pretty big part of the game. And it's one of those nice features where it both helps onboard people, but also benefits people with existing stables. So it's kind of one of those win-win features, which is why it's on the roadmap as kind of one of the priority features. It's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Is that kind of what you were trying to get at in the roadmap? You mentioned like guilds. Can you expand on what guilds are?
I don't have really any information on guilds that I can really share, unfortunately. It's
okay. Interesting.
sort of just in there. Little teaser, but
little teaser. So it's something we're not really aware of that's coming.
Yeah, it's something, but I mean, I don't even know that much about it. So it's
Read chat saying guilds. Bloody hell. Guilds.
Yeah, the horses are going to go on the underwater track. So how do you think they're going to breathe?
I like it.
I've got a question about the Genesis horses that will be used for the lending. In terms of things like breeding and stuff, are those essentially removed from the overall ecosystem by being part of the new user onboarding?
That sort of thing is very much in discussion, like how exactly it'll work. The likelihood is that they won't be able to do like a lot of things. So it might be that they can't breed. Like if you borrow a horse, you can't breed it, or the parameters will be decided. But basically, it will be managed in a way that it won't impact existing stable owners negatively. So you're never going to feel like you're at a disadvantage for not having created a new stable to borrow one of these horses.
Yeah. Thought I'd send the questions your way anyway.
Keep them coming.
All right. Is that a Wigan top behind you?
It is, yeah. Signed by the I think it's the
Joe didn't know that.
Yeah, I guessed Blackburn.
Blackburn.
Did you?
Yeah.
I used to like Wigan back in the day.
The season after the FA Cup win, or before. It's one of those. I should know, really. Exposing me as not a great Wigan fan, but
is that when they had Pascal Chimbonda? Is that
no?
It's actually Pascal Siakam, and he plays for the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I always get those two confused.
We're talking like Sean Maloney and Franco De Santo era.
Okay, all right. We've just lost like 99% of the audience.
Yeah, this is quite niche knowledge.
Yeah. This is how I feel when like Pony Plug and stuff start going off, or any kind of American start talking about basketball. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Well, we're going to move on. We're running out of time here to review these races, so we're going to look at the Maiden Stakes B marathoners here. We have got Phantom Ingenuity from Heroin, and this has got to be from Phantom Pacer. If not Phantom Pacer, then one of these kids. Beautiful Phantom and Melted Ingenuity have produced Phantom Ingenuity, who is pulling flames in this one, along with Doughboy's made it through with failure.
He made it in a crazy race last time.
How's he done so far? He's got a second and a third, so he snuck through in the last race.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. And then we've got Dark Horse Dow with Squiggle with Flames, and the Children of Valkyrie with Jord Bear pulling the flames as well. Road Rage are also in this one. And yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, there's not many tournaments it's not part of, is there? And then on to the A side, the big bracket, we've got Back to Shuffle, making it all the way through to the final for GVG. The Mighty Sweep, a Genesis Sabo being unboxed for the tournament. That looks ridiculous. Really good horse. And Lethal Fire from Danshan also pulling the flame. So big race coming up in 19 minutes. We've got Crimson in there, Archibald's also in, and LJ's in with Lucky Sugarhoof. Looking at the mid-runners, we've got a Class 4 34 rating horse pulling flames with Triple Bogey Ranch in the final of the Maiden. That's amazing. And then we've got MMA Guru with a Z1, completely opposite ends of the spectrum there, pulling flames. Archibald also in this one. Arbitrage Hands making it through. Galactic Farms Kingpin's also in, and then Arbitrage with another Z1 pulling the flames. And then this final race of the night, this long distance race, we've got Sister of Dunny from Ranch of Walchwell. LJ's in with Omega pulling flames. So he's really going for it tonight, LJ. He's got loads in there. We've got Wagami's first appearance with Oba Muda. Fortune Stables in with Chin, which is a legendary Z2. And then Kimmis News for Liberty House Racing pulling the flames. Two Fools in with a Royal Grandeur, who I'm assuming is from Grandeur. And then we've got Eclipse in Binary from Heroin at the bottom there, the Z8 Sabo. There's a lot of big fixtures here.
A lot of horses I do not know who they are as well, obviously, but.
Well, yeah, I think with the Maiden, you look at the stable rather than the horse name, don't you? You try and get you come from the name, like the Grandeur one just then, and then the stable is what you're really focusing on. If you win a Maiden, then you know what the king breeder essentially, aren't you?
I think there'll be a lot of support for that Class 4 horse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big fan.
If that wins,
big fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like the underdogs.
Yeah, there was an underdog in one of the first ones, wasn't like We're Going Streaking or something. Yeah. Like we love seeing that. It's nice to see some of the higher Z numbers make it all the way.
But it's like, obviously I got insanely lucky getting Zombie Boy as my first horse, but that was like when I was on Twitter trying to hype him up as like the next big thing. Like that was the angle. It was like a Z10 up against Z1s, and that was. I think that is just something that resonates with the community. I know obviously like Mular's come along for Souls Vanish and Chat and all these other great Butin horses, but that is what it's all about. You need to have those Cinderella stories.
It's because it's so achievable for so many people.
Yeah.
Even though we don't see Zombie Boy too often these days.
No, he's.
Rumor has it he's too scared to come out on track. Souls Vanish though, saying Zombie Boy made Z10s cool.
Yeah.
And it did as well, I think. Like Zombie Boy was the first Z10 that I ever respected.
Yeah, the biggest trick I ever just pulled off is for the last hour and 58 minutes I've been doing tax returns, but it's turning to 5 p.m. and I'm ready to race some horses, baby.
I wondered why you've been like muting yourself and looking down on all the bloody time.
It's tax season. Let's do it.
I'll
never miss a tournament. Yeah, I'm in the thick of. I work for my dad. He has like a private accounting practice, so it's in the thick of tax season right now.
Yeah, my fiance is an accountant. So very busy at the moment.
Oh God. Yeah, it's tough, but Wednesdays are for the horses, right? Trademarked.
Absolutely.
Is that a horse name?
I'll probably drop off. Let you enjoy the races. I got some meetings to attend. So
No problem.
thanks for having me.
No, really appreciate you coming on. It's
Peace
been
out, Dan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've enjoyed chatting with you, mate.
Yeah. Cheers. We'll do it again soon, no doubt.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Cheers. See ya.
See you later.
Oh,
Let's go.
here we are, 10 seconds out from this one. Big race.
I never
I'm-
mute myself because I only talk. So
Yeah, I know. I was like, what's going on? I was like, something's wrong with Zoot.
How are we doing for the stream, by the way? Is the windmill spinning? Are we?
yes, sir.
The windmill's spinning. It's a little bit jumpy, but it's looking.
I can bring up my screen real quick.